See that? It's a little bit of a lockout. I fed too much of this newt juice, this fermented plant stuff, organic matter, because I was focusing mostly on getting this out in my outside garden, getting it ready, and I did the same thing over in this one too. I fed too much of that stuff, and it was looking beautiful, and now it's got spots. Too much phosphorus, too much potassium. I don't like to see that. I like to see a beautiful plant without any issues. That's no good. Should have been paying more attention, and she'd be further along. She's obviously very far along. We got a week and 5 days left on her till 75 days. So she's tracking along, chugging along, chugling, as they said, as they used to say. But obviously she would have been a little further along if I hadn't stunted her a little bit, I think. Maybe, I don't know. It doesn't really look like a stunt much, but it definitely would be further along if I had maintained proper etiquette, knowing exactly what was going on in my garden, and not just feeding because you thought it could take it. Because that's not what you're doing with organic gardening. You're not feeding the plant when you're feeding. When I feed that to my soil, that fermented plant extract, I'm not feeding the plant. I'm feeding the microbes in the soil, and then the microbes feed my plant. I had enough of this in it, this craft blend, where the microbes in the soil had access to food. So giving it that second access, that second way to access nutrients was good to a certain extent, but I fed too much, and they had so much food that, well, somehow it started to lock up my plant, lock my plant, and the plan is the plant would have been further along, I think, and would have looked a lot prettier if I hadn't done that. So this is a lesson in organic farming. Know what you're doing. Don't just get lazy, and you gotta really feel it. You gotta know what's going on. You can't just get in there, do whatever you want. It's all about learning and growing. So these buds, even though they look great, they smell great. They got this, purple, like granddaddy purple smell. It's granddaddy purple on both sides of the lineage. So watermelon Skittles times Twizzlers, both sides have granddaddy purple on it, and it does smell like that. It smells like that with like a little bit of a coffee smell on certain buds. Certain buds have like a little bit of a Fruit Loop kind of smell to it. And both of these plants, and way more on that plant, but this plant, every once in a while you'll have a nug that has like a back end Northern Lights smell to it, like that sweet cream of like a baby formula sort of smell. I would characterize the smell as like a new smell. Sort of like gives you like a new vibe to it. And they're nice. They're nice. They're just sort of small. So I think growing photos is for me, because they just get bigger nugs. But totally 75 days, a lot of bud here for sure. Totally didn't disappoint. It's a pretty plant all the way through. Pretty smells, pretty easy to grow, pretty all the way around. But ultimately, I think I will be growing in the future just photos, because I preferred it. And I see the value in pumping them out quicker but it's not necessary for me. I don't need that. It's not as a necessity. I can take my time and enjoy the growth process rather than just. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, doing this, I never would have expected me to get lazy like this. It was so easy. It felt like it was so easy at a certain point, and I guess that's maybe the reason why I got a little lazy. But can't blame the plants, obviously. It's blaming myself. Can't blame the auto genes for making me lazy. I don't know. I just don't think I'll purchase again autoflowers. I think that I will always look for regular photo period seeds where there's just a lot more going on. It's a lot more of a learning process too, I feel like, because through the beginning of these plants, I wasn't learning like I had my last season how to grow these plants. They sort of just took to whatever I did to them, and that's not good. You should be learning. Like this thing right here, this is a learning experience for me. This is how to learn how to use that plant juice in the future. I got lazy, and now I've learned that you can absolutely lock out your plant, and if you go hard in the organics, it's harder, obviously, is what they always say, but it's possible. You can absolutely lock out your plants if you're not on your P's and Q's. So in the future, the photo periods just offer that better for me. I think this complacency, that's not good for a new grower. I don't like to see that. I don't like that. And sort of disappointed in a certain sense, but also everything comes in strides, and it's a learning experience. Everything's a learning experience. That's what it's all about. Growth. That's what this is all about, is growth. So yeah, I've in these pots I got some seeds coming up. It's Roberts Creek Congo times space cheese, and wow, look at that one. I already got. I didn't even see that. Look at you, baby girl. Wow, really coming up fast. A, B, C. Just by the way that their necks are crinkled, these two. But this one is like a significant crinkle to its neck. Still coming up. Beautiful little girls. And we'll see what happens to that girl over there. She's smelling just better and better. She's 2 weeks behind this one. So got a long while before these get the preferential treatment.